Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and in today's news, the Queen, Prince Charles and Prince William have all arrived in Sandringham ahead of Monday's hugely significant and historic emergency summit to hammer out the details of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's exit from the royal frontline. It's a momentous occasion with incredibly high stakes. Ever since Harry and Meghan dropped the bombshell statement on Instagram that they decided to step back, closely followed by a terse Buckingham Palace statement telling them to hold their horses, questions have been flying over how exactly this unprecedented situation would even work out. Keenly aware of the PR damage the ongoing uncertainty is causing the monarchy, the Queen reportedly called for an urgent meeting between the royal households to resolve the matter once and for all. According to the Telegraph in the UK, aides have already drawn up a potential blueprint for Harry and Meghan's new life in North America. But there are still complicated issues that need to be resolved. The Queen, Prince Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry will be present for a range of possibilities for the family to review during Monday's meeting. Within days, if not hours, the general outcome of the talks will likely be made clear to the public. Here are all the key items on the agenda. Funding. The biggest questions to arise in the aftermath of the Sussex announcement has been around funding for their high-profile couple. There's no precedent to map out the path for the future payments from the monarchy, and there's also confusion over how they plan to work towards becoming financially independent would actually work. According to the Telegraph, it's been suggested that Harry and Meghan may be offered a phase-out plan that allows them to transition to new roles outside of the royal family when they've become fully self-funded. It would mean an interim funding plan involving the Duchy of Cornwall purse, but that stream of income would reduce over time. Titles. Another issue to be resolved is whether or not the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will retain their HRH status. While it's unlikely their family will strip them of their titles, ITV news anchor Tom Bradby, who is also a friend of the couple, admitted they were philosophical about the prospect of losing their titles and becoming, in the end, entirely self-funded. Tax. With Harry and Meghan eyeing off commercial deals and business ventures in the future, the issue of how much tax they will have to pay is something else to be worked out. As an American citizen, Meghan already pays tax in the US on any global earnings. If the couple base themselves part-time in Canada, it is widely reported they may have to adhere to the nation's law that requires anyone spending 130 days or more there to pay income tax on their global earnings. The UK allows just 90 days before tax rules apply. Security. Harry and Meghan attempted to address the very significant questions of who should pay their ongoing security costs on their new website last week. But as SussexRoyal.com wasn't actually approved by the Queen, it's hardly set in stone. The paragraph reads, "The provision of armed security by the Metropolitan Police is mandated by the Home Office and Ministerial Department of Her Majesty's Government, responsible for security and law order." As stated on gov.uk, no breakdown of security costs is available, as disclosure of such information would compromise the integrity of these arrangements and affect the security of the individuals protected. It is a long-established policy not to comment upon the protective security arrangements and their related costs for members of the royal family and their residents. But the cost of taking care of Harry, Meghan and their 8-month-old Archie outside of the established royal residence in Britain could skyrocket and will be a major part of conversations during the emergency summit. An option being discussed is the idea of scaling back the number of their taxpayer-funded protection officers and topping up the security team with private bodyguards paid for by Meghan and Harry. Frogmore Cottage. A big sticking point with the frustrated British public is the £2.4 million of taxpayers' money used to renovate Frogmore Cottage at Windsor after Harry and Meghan made a full-time move from Kensington Palace last year. Just months later, they've announced it will now only serve as their occasional UK pad. Royal future. According to the Telegraph, Sir Mark Sedrell, the head of the British Civil Service, has drafted a plan that would offer Harry and Meghan the opportunity to take on a high-profile Commonwealth role, whereby they could live in Canada and undertake a limited number of official trips each year. It is an ambiguous plan, and as a source told the publication, the concern among aides is that this unprecedented blend of charitable royal ventures and commercial plans would be very difficult to pull off. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next video.